Staying table,
Yeah.
at least for another one. Still got a couple minutes.
Thank you, so let's go ahead and get started.
What's that?
Were you getting started?
2 minutes.
Wait, which, is the
Our
clock,
fourth,
is the clock right?
The clock's correct.
The clock is correct this time. Oh,
Yeah, this is,
Gesture.
we went out to one of our offices, I went out to one of our offices in Salt Lake City a couple weeks ago. We have a clock system.
The time change.
You know, it's world clock and kind of all linked.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
satellite thing up on the roof that,
uh-huh.
you know, controls it. It's 4 minutes off.
Oh, no. How'd that happen?
I know. So we have bank board meetings in this room. So everyone's on an agenda.
Right.
Like, you know, okay, this is, you go to this time, you go to this time. And 4 minutes makes a big difference. So we got to go reset the whole thing.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Zoning Appeals. It's Wednesday, November 12th at 6:30 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And if I could ask you to rise for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Oh, can I get a roll call of the board, please?
Mr. Howell.
Here.
Mr. Coleman. Mr. Van Duren.
Here.
Mr. Cooper.
Here. Thank you. We do have three, which makes a quorum. Mr. Coleman is on his way and probably be joining us in a couple of minutes to complete the board. That being said, we do have one item of old business, but I understand that it will remain tabled this month.
That's correct.
Very good. So we'll move right on to new business and variance application 25-038.
All right. So location, this is on East Avenue, 2 parcels totaling 0.417 acres, currently zoned medium density residential. The applicant's requesting approval of 4 variances. First one is to allow for an accessory building on a lot without a principal structure. Second is to allow for an increase in the maximum allowable square footage for an accessory structure. Third is to allow for a gravel driveway and a platted subdivision. And the fourth is to allow for a gravel driveway to be within 3 feet of a side property line. Take a look here. These are the parcels in question. So there's 2. There's one larger one here and a smaller one just to the south of it. You have East Avenue on the east side. So again, property, it's 2 vacant parcels currently, each fronting on the right of way for East Avenue Southwest. The south parcel is 0.104 acres in size, and the north parcel is 0.313 acres. The Licking Regional Water District is going to be installing an upgraded lift station and a 60 by 40 easement in the southeast corner of the north lot on this property. Proposal is the applicant would like to construct a 2,400 square foot pole barn in the northwest corner of the north parcel, 5 feet from the north and west property lines. The maximum allowable size on this lot is 615.6 square feet. And again, it's on the lot currently without a principal structure. Here's a look at the site plan that the applicant has submitted. The parcel outline in right here. This is the order of all the parcels, so the north line and the south one. This right here is where the Licking Regional Water District will be installing an upgraded sanitary lift station. And this is where the new gravel driveway is supposed to go in, crossing the property line between the 2 parcels up to the building here in the northwest corner. They'll also be constructing an asphalt milling driveway accessing from the south parcel to East Avenue, widening to a total of 60 feet from that proposed structure. It's on a platted lot. As such, driveway has to be either asphaltic cement, just the paved asphalt, concrete, or pavers, not asphalt buildings or gravel. The driveway will cross the side property line as well. The minimum setback from side property lines and subdivisions is 3 feet. According to the narrative submitted by the applicant, they say the purpose of the structure is for storage. They believe the property itself will not be suitable for a house, as the Licking Regional Water District will be installing a sanitary lift station in the front yard, which will occupy a large portion of the lot. The applicant also said they were aware of the zoning restrictions when they purchased the property. Staff would offer the following comments. Again, there's 4 variances requested, 2 for the structure and 2 for the driveway. For the structure, they're requesting a variance from section 1221.D4 to allow for an accessory structure to be erected on a lot without principal structure. And the second variance is from 1221.05D1 to allow for a 1,784.4 square foot increase in the allowable square footage for accessory structures on the lot, for a 289.86% increase. That's just based on the acreage of the northern lot, because it is its own separate individual lot right now. If both of those lots were to be combined, they would increase the allowable square footage up to 740.4 square feet, but they would still need a variance for the size proposed. The driveway, there's a variance request from section 1291.02A4 to allow for a driveway and a platted subdivision to be paved asphalt millings. Code states that only asphaltic cement, paved asphalt, or concrete or pavers may be used when in a platted subdivision. And fourth and final, a variance from section 1121.13 to allow for a reduction in the minimum side yard setback for driveways from 3 feet to 0 feet. So since the proposed driveway is going to cut across a property line, technically they're going to have a 0 foot setback. Also, East Avenue ends at the north property line of the south lot. Any access needs to come through the south parcel, as the right of way north of this is currently occupied. So this is the parcel on the north side, and then this is the smaller south parcel. You can see East Avenue actually ends right here before it turns into a driveway going back here. Any access to the parcel needs to come out right here from East Avenue. Section 1221.05G, no commercial uses shall be permitted from an accessory building on a residentially zoned lot. The Public Service Department had basically the same comment regarding access, must utilize the existing access location at the dead end of East Avenue to get to the property. The Licking Regional Water District had the following comments. The district is working with the property owner to secure an easement to relocate an existing lift station to the property. They don't have any issues with the proposed structure or the driveway itself. Did not receive any comments from any other departments or agencies. Surrounding properties, they're all zoned R20 medium density residential. They're all vacant properties except for on the west side, there's currently a barn over there. There are your findings of fact. They're also appearing in your staff report. Should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. 1, that the applicant address all comments from the Public Service Department, and 2, obtain all necessary permits from the City of Pataskala, Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Any questions for staff?
I have none.
I got a question about the lift station. Who does that service? Just that one lot,
It'll
or?
be a regional
Yeah.
for the Blanches over to Mink. It's a regional lift station. It's part of a larger project.
Okay. So it's servicing several homes, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Any other questions for staff?
No, sir.
Good note that Mr. Coleman has joined us at the beginning of this one, so we do have a full board. Sorry, Lisa. Are the Maynards here? You know, Mr. Maynard, can you face Lisa? Raise your right hand so we can swear you in.
You swear or affirm to testimony that you tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
And if I could have you state your name and address for the record.
Yes, I'm Jesse Maynard. My address is 36 East Avenue, Pataskala, Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Maynard. How long have you had that property?
The one I live at or the one I'm buying?
The one that we're looking to variance for?
That one, a year,
Okay.
a little over a year.
And where do you live there or near there too?
Yeah, I live just down the road.
Oh, on East Ave?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been there 28 years.
Gotcha. Okay. And you've heard the staff's presentation. I think you've got a copy of it.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to clarify or add for us?
No, it's all pretty straightforward.
Okay. And, okay, then if you could have a seat, please, unless there's questions from Mr. Maynard? I should have asked.
I have none.
Okay, thank you. We may call you back.
Thank you.
I do have a speaker request form for Miss Stanton. All right.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about the district which you can make the truth and the truth and
Thank you, Miss Stanton. And can you state your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Tiffany Stanton, and I live at 201 East Avenue.
Thank you. And what did you want to add to this?
I want to respectfully oppose the three variance requests. My concerns are, number one, zoning definition and intent. By definition, an accessory building must be subordinate to a principal structure. Without a home, the structure becomes the primary use of the property, which will directly conflict with the purpose and intent of residential zoning. Our neighborhood compatibility. Our neighborhood is zoned for single-family residential use. The applicant already has a large outbuilding at his residence, as well as on the vacant lot across the street from his residence, where he stores old and inoperable vehicles. Allowing another oversized building and gravel driveway would create more commercial appearance that is inconsistent with the residential character of our community. The property value and appearance. This proposal would negatively impact surrounding property values and further diminish the appearance of our neighborhood. A large outbuilding and gravel driveway would detract from the aesthetics of the area, especially on a visible lot. Drainage and environmental impact. Our area already experiences flooding and poor drainage, mostly in that little corridor. A larger roof and impervious area will worsen runoff and drainage issues, potentially affecting nearby homes and yards. 6, enforcement and use concerns. An oversized structure without a residence raises legitimate concerns about oversight and potential commercial use. This type of activity is not appropriate or permitted in a residential district. In conclusion, for these reasons, I respectfully ask the board to deny the requested variances. They are inconsistent with the zoning codes, incompatible with the residential character of the neighborhood, and would cause lasting negative impacts to the property values, aesthetics, and infrastructure. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Stanton? No. Okay, thank you. Mr. Maynard, can I have you step back up, please?
Yes, sir.
And my concern is, what is the planned usage of this?
Land usage is for storage.
And what are you, I mean, you don't have enough storage at your home?
And
And what are you storing?
work vehicles inside.
Okay, so it's going to be more commercially oriented then?
No, it's just gonna be storage. I mean, store materials in there. I mean, it's not work, because I'm not gonna be working out of it every day, but it's gonna be storage.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And there's already 2 freestanding pole barns back in that area, so it's not any different than it's already back in that area. It's not like I'm asking to reinvent the wheel here. There's already 2, I mean, within that little area.
no, we understand that
Yeah,
there are other buildings and not far from there anyhow, between those 2 roads. I understand that. Okay, and then you bought the property a year ago with planning to put up a pole barn?
no, actually, I was planning to put a house on it.
Yeah.
But the same week that I don't remember if it was that day, the same week that I cleared the trees, the water department contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
And then this all came out. So I'm like, well, now, it's bad enough I had a box probably this big by this big
Mhm.
in the front yard. Now they're wanting to put a whole substation in there. So
Mhm.
then what do you do with the property?
Mhm.
I can sell the whole thing, but that's not what they want to do. And if I can still use the property, why wouldn't I?
Mhm. Okay. And what is your type of work? What do
I
you do
do construction, mostly stuck on stone, but I do a little bit of.
for yourself, or you work for another company? Gotcha. Anything else for Mr. Maynard? Okay, thank you.
Thank
All right, conversation. Thoughts? I do agree, having a lift station there in your front yard is certainly
Limits.
an obstacle.
Yeah, that's going to prevent any other,
I'm sorry?
that's probably going to prevent any other real usage of the park.
I agree with that, yeah. So, I mean, some of the variances, the gravel road is pretty gravel drive is pretty standard in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
There are other buildings over in the West Ave that are similar. I mean, they're big barns. But at the same point, I'm just wondering, if it makes any, I'm not so sure it's just not a commercial storage.
That's the way I interpret it.
Mhm. Thoughts?
I agree the lot's not usable, but that size of a structure without a primary structure doesn't, it's pretty big.
Well, let's move over to findings of fact. See if that generates any additional discussion. First of all, findings of fact for variance application 25-038A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. In this case, the use would be as storage. So I have to say yes. You're comfortable with that?
Yes, I'd agree.
B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary. And I guess in this case, the lift station would fall under the unique circumstance.
Well, and even having to cross the property line with the drive. That's
That's true.
One access from the one side.
That's true. Yes. So B is yes. C, whether the variance requested is substantial, and it certainly is. It's shoot all over 200%. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would substantially be altered or the adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. The area itself right now is, it's certainly improving in some of the new building there, but there is a lot of old building and a lot of storage and a lot of barns. So I'm going to say the essential character of the neighborhood would not be substantially altered.
I would agree.
Okay. D would be yes. E, whether the variance, if granted, will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate or development of adjacent property. I don't think it really affects the adjacent property as far as development is concerned. So
Agree.
I'm going to say whether the variance, so we'll say no. Okay.
Mhm.
F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare. And I don't think it would really affect it negatively the public welfare. So we're comfortable with no?
Yes.
G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. And again, I'd have to say no, it shouldn't affect that. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of the zoning restriction. And, Jack testified that he did not.
No, he
He
did.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I, whether the property owner's predicament could be obviated through some other method of variance. Yeah, build a home there first. So, I mean, I have to say, yes, it could be, but it would be very cumbersome. You think?
Yeah, that's,
I mean, it's not logical that one would build a home there, but it could be done. J, whether the variance if granted will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. And I have to say, no. I mean, I think one of you mentioned that the size of this storage unit is pretty huge. And so, I mean, obviously it could be smaller. But comfortable with no?
Yep.
And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement will be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. Intent behind the zoning requirement will be observed. Substantial justice.
my thought is no.
Okay. Anyone else?
I tend to agree.
All right. So comfortable with no, it would not be observed. So we're in a situation, well, with our findings of fact, we have yes for A, B, C, D, H, and for I. We have no for E, F, G, J, and K. Biggest concerns I have, I mean, in my mind, we got a property that's probably not able to be, or not logically able to be developed in a residential manner and that it's zoned. On the other hand, we've got a request for something that's probably, as we said, not backing up the zoning requirement, or the intent would not be observed. So I'm kind of at a stance on this. I'm not sure which way to go. We can move forward with a vote if you're all comfortable, or further discussion.
What needs to be discussed?
Anything
I mean,
at all. That's why I open it up to the floor to the board. Anything.
There's, the variance to get from one point to the other, I don't have an issue with that. It's the,
I don't have an issue with the gravel either,
I don't have it's the size of the structure.
and the usage of the property.
Yeah.
And the fact that's contrary to the spirit and intent, to use the verbiage here,
Mm-hmm.
is my hang up.
Yeah, I think that sends a big message. All right, let's move. Let me at least see if someone, or I make a motion to accept the findings of fact as we had just discussed them. If I get a second.
Second.
All right, Lisa,
Mr. Danderian,
Yes.
This is just for the finding.
this is findings of fact.
Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Mr. Howell.
Yes, the findings of fact have been approved. Any other discussion? And if there is none, does someone want to make a motion on the variance?
I move to approve variance application VA 25-038 with the following conditions. The applicant shall address all comments from the Public Service Department, and the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the City of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval.
Thank you. We got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, let's move to roll.
Mr. Howell,
No.
Mr. Danderian,
No.
Mr. Cooper,
No.
Mr. Coleman.
Okay, variance application 25-038, Mr. Maynard, was not approved. Fortunately, there's moving forward, I'm sure the staff can get with you on any potential methods moving forward. Thank you. You're welcome to stay if you'd like. And Ms. Stanton, you're welcome to stay if you'd like, but you don't have to. If you don't want to. That being said, moving forward on the agenda, variance application 25-039, please.
The subject property is located at 49 Town Street. and is zoned R7, village single family, village single family. The applicant is requesting approval of 3 variances. One, to allow for a fence, a 6-foot fence to be within the front yard setback. One for a fence to be built within 3 feet of a public right of way, and one for an accessory building to be located within the front yard setback. So this is an aerial view of the property. Town Street is to the north, and the property is also bordered by 2 alleyways to the east and south. The property is 0.2 acres and is occupied by a 2,000 square foot single-family home and a gravel pad in the south, as seen in this area view, which is the gravel pad. The house is surrounded by 3 rights of way, Town Street to the north and alleyways to the east and south. Thus, it is considered to have 3 frontages and is required to meet a 25-foot front yard setback from all 3 of those frontages. The first proposal of the applicant is to build a 6-foot privacy fence enclosing the backyard on the western eastern property lines and set back 5 feet from the southern property line. Section 1279.03A1 states that fences built in the front yard setback cannot exceed 48 inches or 4 feet in height. And section 1279.03A4 states that no fence may be built within 3 feet of a right of way. The second proposal is to install a 16-foot by 12-foot shed on the gravel pad in the south of the lot, 10 feet from the southern property line and 18.5 feet from the eastern property line. Section 1237.005C4 states that accessory buildings must meet front yard setbacks from all public rights of way, and that would be the 25 feet as well. This is the site plan submitted as part of the application, and this is another rendering I did of the site plan. The red line is the proposed fence on the property line to the east. Sorry, this is on the property line to the east and 5-foot setback from the southern property line. And the blue line is the proposed shed, 18.5 feet from the eastern property line and about 10 feet from the southern property line. The applicant stated that they want privacy and security for their children to play in the backyard. They believe that adhering to the zoning regulations would impede the full use of the property, and the applicant did not know about the zoning restrictions when they purchased the property. As mentioned above, section 1279.03A1 states that fences built within the front yard setback cannot exceed 4 feet in height. The property has 3 rights of way, which means 3 front yards, and from all 3 of those, they have to meet the 25-foot setback. The 6-foot fence, as it is proposed, would not meet the 25-foot setback from the east or south. And so a variance is requested from section 1279.03A1 to allow for a 50% increase in the maximum fence height. The proposed fence will also not meet the required 3-foot setback from all fences from the alleyway to the east, and so a variance is requested from section 1279.03A4 to allow for a 100% reduction in the required setback. Section 1237.05C4, as stated before, states that all accessory buildings must meet the front yard setbacks from all public rights of way, and the required front yard setback is 25 feet as well. The proposed shed would be 10 feet from the southern property line, 18.5 feet from the eastern property line, and so would not meet the required setback. And a variance is requested from section 1237.05C4 to allow for a 60% reduction in the required southern setback and a 36% reduction in the required eastern setback. Should be noted that other fences and accessory buildings in the neighborhood have similar setbacks. Upon further review, staff also found that the variance also requires a 4th variance from section 1221.03A2 to allow for the installation of a fence within the site triangle at an intersection. Section 1221.A2 states that the site triangle is formed by measuring 35 feet in both directions from an intersection and connecting all 3 points to form a triangle. It's a little hard to explain. Within the site triangle, no object or ground cover that obstructs a person's clear view of the road is allowed. The applicant is proposing to install a fence on the eastern property line and set back 5 feet from the southern property line, and both of those property lines are on alleyways Those two alleyways intersect at the southeastern corner of the lot, and the fences proposed would be within the site triangle formed by the method above. Should this variance be approved, the applicant will need to submit for the fence and accessory building permits to the planning and zoning department. Public Service has offered that they do not have any issue with the location of the proposed fence and its relation to the property line, and no other departments or agencies commented. The property is surrounded on all sides by R7 properties as well, and all single-family homes as well. These are the findings of fact located in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The board shall approve a variance from section 12.1.03A2 to allow for a fence to be located in the site triangle at street intersections. And the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Department within 1 year of the date of approval. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
The house has alleyways on two sides, and we're calling them roads. If where they want to put that shed is now, because of these alleys, is considered a front yard. If there was no alley there, what would the setback requirement be?
5 feet.
And it's certainly, and it's 10 feet now, is what pros.
18 feet.
Okay, so I mean, to me, that just makes
Sense.
sense. As far as the site triangle, that is not listed. I mean, it came up in your discussion, but it's not listed as a variance that we're approving.
It's not listed as a variance that the applicant requested, but it's listed as an additional variance that we found also needed for this entire application.
So we can approve that with these other variances.
You can, yes, as a condition.
So they would not have to go back and get another one once they get a sign permit or a fence permit.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Which corner are you describing as the site?
So this was the intersection that I described. If you go 35 feet along this side and 35 feet along this side, the side triangle is formed right here. And that entire area has to be a clear view by our standards.
Is that more or less a driveway or is it, I can't really
They're alleys. It's
tell.
an alleyway. It's gravel.
Well, I mean, the side part, yeah, I thought it looks like it's part of their.
But I wouldn't call it a thoroughfare. Isn't that the word you used at one point? Right away, I don't know.
The way it's written is street, and if you look at the definition of a street in the Pataskala code, it's any public right of way. Since this is a public right of way, it meets that definition.
Public right away. That makes his backyard a front yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Any structure.
Right.
Any structure.
And a side yard or front yard and.
Any other questions for staff?
So the house is in violation right now too. right?
Yes.
You might have to bring that thing
Setback.
back.
house.
Yeah, that's what I was
Setback.
sitting on going.
Yeah, it's sitting right on that right away.
It's existing non-conforming, so that's the way to put it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's just a terminology. I
Okay,
forgot.
any other questions for staff? I
No.
believe the Pierces are here. Would one of you like to come up and testify? And if you don't mind, your name and address for the record.
Matthew Pierce, I live at 49 County Street, Pataskala, 03062.
Thank you. Mr. Pierce, yeah, obviously you've heard the presentation, received one, I hope. Anything you'd like to add to that we need to know or should know?
No, I think just getting clarity on the property line, from what I understand is we're actually, the pad is at 10 feet, but the structure would actually be 12 feet from, and not 10 feet as listed.
The
So
structure is
pad's
smaller
actually
than the
larger
pad?
Than what the structure is gonna be.
Mm.
And the fence line, is actually coming off of the corner of the house, so I don't think it actually is gonna be at the edge of the property line. I think it's gonna be about 2 or a little more in on the property line or up against the house, so it's close, but I think it's gonna be a little bit farther in than what is listed there, but outside of that, it's pretty accurate.
Was that an existing pad?
We actually put it in, expecting to put it, and then we found out we had to get a variance to actually put the shed in, so
And the shed is in.
technically, yes.
Well, there was one there today when I drove by.
Yes, it is. We got the shed from our mother-in-law. She needed to get rid of it. so.
It's always the mother-in-law.
We jumped ahead of the game, but yes, it is there, unfortunately.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Pierce?
What is the material of the fence? Is it, when you say privacy, is it gonna be,
It's white PVC.
okay, so you can't see through it at all? Okay.
Anything else? Thank you, Mr. Pierce. There are other, I think even it's close to like 2 doors down, 6-foot fences. So that's,
We've had the
So
same
there is.
thing.
Yeah,
The only
multiple
thing that is the, you
line
know,
of sight
the
thing.
line of sight thing that is the only safety, it's a safety concern, which,
And I would agree if that was an actual
Yeah.
well-used
Yeah.
road, but even me driving it, I started thinking I'm going down their driveway.
Mm.
And it's not. I knew I had the right of way, but I felt funny doing it. But I'm comfortable that that's not an issue in this case.
That's where I see.
I agree.
Yep.
All right, then I'm going to move to findings of fact for variance application 25-039, letter A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use. And yes, there certainly can and is. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary. And yes, it's
It's 3 front yards.
3 front yards. Absolutely. C, whether the variance requested is substantial. I'm going to say by the letter of our standards, yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or adjoining properties would suffer substantial detriment as a result of this variance. And I would be no on both of those.
Agreed.
Okay. E, whether the variance, if granted, will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent properties. And I'm going to again say no, it would not even infringe on any adjacent properties.
Agreed.
F, whether the variance, if granted, would be detrimental to the public welfare. And no, I don't think it would be. G, whether the variance, if granted, would adversely affect the delivery of government services. And no, probably with 3 roads around that house, government services should be very accessible. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of the restriction, and he testified that he did not have knowledge. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. And I'd have to say no because of the size of the property and the way the alleys are.
Agreed.
Say no. And J, whether the property, if granted, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible with the requirement at issue. I'm comfortable with yes on that.
Yes.
And K, final, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting this variance. And again, unless there's objection, yes on that.
Agreed.
Okay, findings of fact, variance application 25-039. I have yes for A, B, C, J, and K. No for D, E, F, G, H, and for I. That being said,
motion.
I move to accept these as as we just discussed. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion for findings of fact?
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Van
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Thank you. Findings of fact have been accepted as discussed. And if there's no other discussion, someone want to make a motion?
I will move to approve variance application VA-25-039 with the following conditions. The board shall approve a variance from section 1221.03A2 to allow for a fence to be located within the site triangle at a street intersection. And the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and Licking County Building Department within 1 year of the date of approval.
Thank you. Motion on the table. Can I get a second?
Second?
And a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll please.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Mr. Van
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes. Variances have been approved. You can move that mother-in-law's shed in there. Good luck with the house. Thank you. Okay. Do I need to go and get a findings of fact approved again?
No, I think
Since I did a motion on both of them.
you did them in advance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking this doesn't feel right, but that's why.
We did that last time.
You threw me off.
Yeah, I threw myself off. That's the problem.
I think, because the last time I think we did them, we voted on the variance and then we did. it right
Yes, we did.
afterwards. That's what it was.
Yep. I'm not sure which way is better, but it worked.
I don't know. It works.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to excuse Mr. Dandrin from the October 14th regular meeting. If I can get a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll.
Mr. Van
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes, Mr. Dandrin, you have been excused from the October meeting. Everyone should have received a copy of the minutes. Is there any comments or additions, deletions that want to bring to the table?
No.
Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve them as presented. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Van
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Minutes as presented have been approved. Thank you. Other business for the board. I would just like to say that I'm not going to be able to make next month's meeting. So it's real important that the three of you come, otherwise the board would not have a quorum.
That's right.
Anything else?
January, there'll be 2 new board members.
That's good.
Yes.
When do they get sworn in?
January.
hearing.
January.
So
At the
first,
hearing?
second Tuesday of January.
Yeah, the mayor comes right, and swears them in right before the meeting.
And one of them was Jennifer Pierce.
We just had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Any other business? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this to our next regular meeting scheduled Tuesday, December 9th. Can I get a second?
Second.
And discussion? Roll.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Van
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Yes, I do.